Hello, and Happy New Year, everybody. Welcome to 2021. Whoever thought 2020 was ever going to finish, hey? Well, today I thought we would start with kickstarting our social media for the new year. Now, apologies. For those of you who were expecting to see Mary Howard, unfortunately, she's got a few technical issues as she's homeschooling her children, and the web broadband width just hasn't got the capacity to live stream. So she is going to be joining me in a few weeks to talk about how to grow your email list. So today, instead, you've just got me on my own, but I really thought today would be a great opportunity to talk about what do we need to focus on with our social media. Let's really get it in order for our 2021. So if you are watching, please do give this video a thumbs up, give it a like if you're watching on YouTube, and please don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for regular tips and advice on social media, where we live stream every Monday at 12:30. Again, if you're watching live, please do say hello in the chat. It'd be great to welcome you all into the new year. And if you've got any questions, please do write them in the comments. Again, even if you're watching this after the live stream, I can answer any questions in the comments as well after it's gone live. So please do ask any questions in the comments, even if you're watching this on catch up. Right, okay then. So, social media. What do we need to be thinking about? Well, today I'm just going to go through 7 key areas that you really need to get right if you're looking at your social media. Okay, social media is extremely competitive. It's a little bit like, imagine creating a website and just launching it, okay? Again, if you just launch your website, create a website and launch it, you're very unlikely to get found on Google. Oh, excuse me. You're very unlikely to get found because there's an awful lot you need to do to your website. Well, this is the same with your social media. Oh, hi, Amanda. Hello. Happy New Year. Thanks for saying hello. So it's the same for your social media. There are some key areas that you absolutely need to get right. It's not just a matter of posting on social media willy-nilly and hoping for the best. You've really got to have a strategy and you've really got to have a plan. Okay. So the first thing I want to ask you is, why are you on social media? Okay. Yeah. Tell me why. Write it in the chat. Why are you on social media? For your business? Why is it you're on there? Because if you don't know why you're on it, then there's not much point being there. A lot of businesses join social media and go, well, we need to be on social media because so-and-so told us. Well, this business that I know down the road, they're on social media. They're doing really well. So we thought we better be on social media. Okay. That's not a good enough reason. Have a think about why. Write down 3 things. What are 3 reasons why you want to be on social media? Because you've got to try and think about what exactly is it you're hoping to achieve. Until you understand the purpose for your business being on social media, what you want to achieve out of your social media, how do you know if you're doing it right? Okay. So I'll give you an example. I worked with a client last year. They were a salon. They worked in a salon, and they came to me and said, "Oh, hi, Bex. We want to learn how to use Instagram." Okay. Oh, yeah, thank you for that. So basically, again, let me know your name if you're watching this on Facebook. They're on social media to gain new clients for web design and SEO clients, more primarily on LinkedIn. So that's a really good reason they want to gain more clients for web design and SEO. Again, if you're watching this on Facebook, please do put your name in there or click on the StreamYard link so we know who you are. So it's really important, and that's a really good purpose. Oh, it's Jonathan. Hi, Jonathan. Thank you. Thanks for that. Okay, so Jonathan wants more clients for his web design and SEO clients. And that's brilliant. Okay. So he wants more clients. That's what he's doing, is searching for more clients. Not necessarily everybody is on for the same purpose. Some might be for raising brand awareness. Some might be for gaining credibility. Some might be just to raise awareness of your services or your products that you offer. But I would say the majority of us are on there to try and sell our wares, raise awareness of our brand, and really get people knowing who we are and what we offer. Okay. But again, you've got to really think about what you're actually hoping to achieve. Okay. Because to go onto social media and just go, we want to sell, you've still got to have a strategy. Okay. We've still got to get people. We've got to attract people that might want to buy from you. You can't just go on to social media hoping to sell your wares without doing planning. It's a little bit different, the strategy with regards to Google. If you've got a website, you can list all your services, you can sell to your heart's delight. Because if people find your website, it's generally because they're looking for those products and services. On Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, Twitter, all the other social media platforms, they are not looking to buy. They are looking for another purpose. People are on social media for an entirely different purpose. Therefore, the strategy for using social media is entirely different to your website. You cannot simply just go onto your social media and sell, because people aren't going to find you. Okay. So we've got to think about what exactly are we hoping to achieve. So as I was saying, I was working with a salon last year. They came to me and said, Bex, I want some training, Instagram training. We need to learn how to use Instagram. So the first thing that I ever say to any of my clients is, right, okay, so why? Why do you want to be on Instagram? And the classic example came back. Well, I was talking to so-and-so who has a business doing X, Y, Z, and they're on Instagram and they get loads of visibility. Okay. So that's why we want to be on Instagram. But actually, if we actually I actually worked with them and dug down into the actual what they will actually want to achieve. On Instagram, it's quite easy to get a high visibility. You can get quite a lot of likes. But is that really why you want to be on social media, to get a lot of likes? Actually, for this client of mine, they wanted to be on social media because they wanted clients to book in. They wanted people to book into the salon. They were running events. They wanted to raise awareness of events that they were running. And they also wanted to raise their profile as being one of the top salons in the Northwest. Okay. So those were the three main objectives. So actually, when we married it up with Instagram, one, they couldn't run events on Instagram. Two, they weren't quite sure whether they were hitting the local client base. It's all very well having lots of likes for an image, but if your likes are in America and you're based in the UK and you want people to come to your salon, they're never going to meet these objectives that they were hoping to achieve. Okay. So again, have a think about what you want to achieve and which social media platform is the best for that. As a result, because we dug down into actually what we wanted to achieve, we ended up working on Facebook because it had so many more tools available that would help them meet those objectives, particularly being local and attracting local residents, attracting local people from the area, and also scheduling events as well, which are very powerful on Facebook. So again, you've really got to think about what you're hoping to achieve. So again, just write down three things. What do you actually want to achieve? What are your objectives for being on social media? And really focus on those. So once you've got those three objectives written down, then you can start planning, because every activity you do then on your social media platforms should link to those objectives. And if they don't, you need to have a think about why you're doing them and if they at least complement those objectives or if they're reaching something else, because you can waste an awful lot of time on social media, as we all know. So you've got to really focus on why you're on social media, and how is it going to help your business. And a really good thing to do is as well look back and reflect on last year. Did you get any business inquiries? What posts resulted in any business inquiries? What sort of content got the most engagement, got lots of conversations going? Really reflect back and think about, of these 3 objectives you've written down, last year, did your social media meet some of those? And if it didn't, then you need to have a rethink for this year. Okay. Again, if you've got any questions, or if please do put your objectives in the chat and share them. It's always good to get them out in the open and make sure they're the right ones. Okay, so once we're clear on why we want to be on social media, the next step we need to think about is, who is it that we are targeting on social media? Okay, so for example, my main platforms on social media are Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn, but I use them in very, very different ways. For LinkedIn, I use it much more as a networking platform to target larger clients that want in-house social media training for their teams. So for LinkedIn, I generally use it for creating a conversation and networking with my potential target market, okay, which generally are larger businesses. Whereas Facebook, my target on Facebook is to generate reviews for the business, to prove that I know what I'm doing, and also to recruit people onto my workshops. So my next workshop, for example, is in LinkedIn at the end of this month. So I'm using Facebook to create an event and to attract people to it. But generally, people that come on my LinkedIn events will be smaller businesses. Okay, I use Facebook very much for working with smaller businesses in the community, because that's where they're generally active. Whereas LinkedIn, I want to interact with decision makers, with CEOs, with managing directors, that sort of thing. They're much more likely to be active on LinkedIn than they are on Facebook. Larger companies generally get businesses to manage their Facebook pages for them. So if I wanted to target those individuals, they're probably not going to be as active on Facebook as they would be on LinkedIn. So we've got to really have a think about who I'm trying to target. Who is your audience? So I want you to have a think about, who are you trying to target on social media? And are you on the right platform? Okay, because each platform is different. You've got to remember that particularly Facebook and Instagram is very, very, very much orientated towards lifestyle, towards social time. Okay, when people sit down, wind down, and switch off from work, they're not on there certainly not on there to be sold to. They want to find out what the friends and family are doing. Whereas your LinkedIn and your Twitter, for example, they tend to be a little bit more business orientated. People are on there to find out what's happening in their local industries. Now, that's not carte blanche. It's not the same for everyone, but generally speaking, those are the areas. So again, you've got to really think about your target market and where they are, which social media platform is most appropriate. And the worst thing that people say is when I ask them, who's your target market? Well, I could target anyone. That is totally, if we had billions of pounds for our marketing strategy, yes, we could target everybody. But we'd have a whole variety of different messages to different audiences. Trying to create one message that speaks to all is very, very difficult. Okay. Not everybody, if you're in your 20s, you're not necessarily going to respond to an advert about a chair or anything like that, as you might do when you're in your 40s plus, when you might be looking to furnish a new home. Okay, so you've really got to think about the language, completely different language, depending what audience you're targeting. You cannot market to everybody. The best marketeers really massively, massively niche down. Some of the clients I've been working with this year, we've literally been niching down into men that like role play games that live in America. Okay. We're not generally marketing to anyone that likes role play games. We're targeting a particular niche. Okay. And it doesn't matter what product you're trying to sell. There's no point trying to sell a product to the wrong audience. It's a waste of money and it's a waste of your time. So really think about your target audience. Okay. So once you've got that, once you know what you want to achieve, who your target audience is, then you need to do your research as to which platform is the most appropriate. And again, I've touched on this before. Each platform is very, very different in the way that it works. And each platform attracts a different type of people. Instagram tends to be sort of 35, younger than 35, whereas Facebook nowadays, anyone younger than 35, they're not necessarily as active on Facebook as they would be on Instagram. So again, the demographics change massively. If you're targeting a teenage audience, you want to be looking at the likes of TikTok or Snapchat or something like that. But if you were targeting the over 40s, you certainly wouldn't start with TikTok or Snapchat, okay? Unless you had a very niche audience and you knew they were on there. It's like with regards to LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter, they're all used in very different ways and they can all target different people. So for example, when I was working in the games industry, I needed to target journalists who worked in America. So I knew that they, generally speaking, were not necessarily on LinkedIn, but they were active on Twitter because lots of journalists are really active on Twitter. That's where they get their fast news stories that come through. So again, I use Twitter to access those journalists. So again, you've got to be really clear about who you need to target. So once you've decided which platform is the best for you, and please do not go on every single platform. It's going to create too much work for you. If you try and launch on every single platform, you're going to do every single platform not very well. If you're just starting out on social media, choose one or two. Do your research and do those well, okay? Do go on training as well. I have plenty of training available. Do training. Social media is not as simple as it seems, okay? Do some training. It looks quite simple. Everyone thinks they can do it. But I can tell you now, there's a whole lot more to social media than meets the eye. You've got to get the foundations right. Okay, so once you've decided what platforms are going to meet your business objectives, which platforms are active with your target audience, you then need to start building up your community. So you then need to be encouraging your community that you're targeting to actually interact with you. And this doesn't mean just giving out general sales posts all the time, okay? You've got to build your community with the right people. And by doing that, you've got to add value and you've got to add a little bit of human element to it as well. We've all got competitors. There's no doubt about that. We all have competitors. So how do we stand out from our competitors these days if we haven't got a massive marketing budget? The best way to stand out, the only way that we are to stand out is by being unique. And the only way to be unique really these days, because there's so much competition, is just by being ourselves, okay? By showing people who the people are behind the business, what you do, what happens behind the scenes, what a great team you've got and what great people are. You've got to be unique. Okay, and that's the only way to do it. The easiest way to do it is by showing who you are and how you can help. And also, moving on from how you can help is sharing some of your knowledge, sharing the value that you can add to them, helping them, through your social media posts. What sort of problems might your ideal clients have? And you do some posts that will help to solve some of those problems. What do your ideal clients want? How can you improve their lives? How can you make it better? Do some posts about that and talk about how you can make it better. And then you can share some insights, maybe industry insights or anything like that. And again, if you need, I have got another video that talks all about creating engaging social media content. So again, I'll put a little link at the top here. So do click on that for some ideas about creating engaging content that will appeal to your community, but will appeal to the right people. So my 6th tip then is be consistent. Everybody has the best intentions at the beginning of the year. We all set these amazing resolutions, and once we get busy, the first week in January is really no different to the first week in December, except we've set ourselves some resolutions that, generally speaking, we'll maybe only keep to for the first couple of weeks until we get busy. But it is so, so important on social media to be consistent. Social media platforms monitor your every move. We know this. You get all this amazing advertising that, funnily enough, is perfectly suited to what you were researching the day before. I was looking at, what was I looking at the other day? Office desks. I was looking for a new office desk. And lo and behold, within hours, I started getting adverts on Google, on Facebook for desks and office furniture. This is because social media is monitoring all your clicks on the social media platforms. It's monitoring if you hover over a post, even if you don't click on it. It's monitoring which pages, which people you're interacting with. So it's always continually giving you information that it thinks is going to be useful to you. Okay? Doesn't give you every single post from every single page you follow. One thing to bear in mind is when we are creating content and we're creating posts on any social media platform, those posts do not go to all of your followers. These social media platforms are monitoring people to see what people are interested in, and then matching up posts to what they're interested in. So for those businesses that I follow, for those pages that I follow, if the post comes up and maybe I've interacted with that page recently, or it's a topic that these social media platforms know that I'm interested in, it'll show it in my newsfeed. If not, it won't. That's why you've got to be consistent on there. Okay, there's no point doing a load of posts for the first 4 weeks and then getting too busy and then leaving it for 2 weeks. Those platforms know that you've not touched it and they will not give you as much visibility. You've got to go on to those platforms and be consistent every week, liking, commenting, posting, using the tools. The more tools you use on those social media platforms, the higher those social media platforms will actually rank you. Social media platforms rank those higher. And what I mean by ranking is your content will go to more people, and also your profiles, when people look in the searches, your profiles will be ranked higher near the top of the searches if you are more active, using lots of the functions, being sociable, doing comments, doing likes. Okay, so it's not just simply posting content, it's posting content consistently and consistently being active on those platforms. Okay, so the 7th tip then to finish off is plan. Okay, if you've got quite weak this week, things have been a bit strange at the moment, and a lot of us are now working from home, and I know a lot of businesses are not able to open, particularly a number of retail businesses. Now is a great time to plan. Okay, planning your content. So, for example, if you've got a workshop coming up, or you've got a sales promotion coming up, you've got a new line of products coming on board, or you've got a new service you're about to deliver, it might be in 6 weeks, plan it now. Plan your social media content to lead up to that launch. Start planting little seeds of information and topics on your social media that's leading up to this big event. So, for example, I've got my LinkedIn workshop at the end of the month. Over Christmas, started posting some tips and hints and things you can be achieving through LinkedIn. I'm starting to get people to think about LinkedIn. Now, over the next couple of weeks, I'll start telling them that there's a workshop coming up. But not only that, next week, I'm going to do a live stream on things you probably didn't know you could do with LinkedIn. And again, I'm showing people that these are the things you can do with LinkedIn if you have a LinkedIn profile and a plan and a strategy, and you know how it works, this is what you can achieve. Okay. So, like many of my clients that come to me, they think they know quite a lot until I start telling them the things that they don't know and they're not aware of, and then they realize they've only just scratched the surface. And it will be the same in your industry. Really try and keep it simple, but show your potential customers, your potential clients, through your social media content, what some of the benefits might be, what you can achieve through doing things in a certain way, what products are coming up, what promotions are coming up. But don't just tell them once, tell them over and over again. Remember, social media is not your website. Your website, you go on there, you sell your stuff, you tell it once. Social media is completely different. You've got to basically plan it so that your messages are coming across time and time again, but being said in different ways. Do not post the same post over and over again. Your social media platforms know, and it won't give you a very good reach. You've got to plan the same type of content, but say it in different ways. It's falling down a timeline. Only a fraction of your followers are ever going to see your content. So you've got to keep repeating yourself. So those are my top 7 tips. And again, if you've got any tips for kickstarting your social media the right way in 2021, then please do write them in the comments. And if you've got any questions about anything that I've talked about today, something that you might not be very clear of, then please do let me know. And if you're watching on YouTube, please do give this video a like, give it a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to my channel for regular hints and tips on social media. And also, if you click the bell, you'll get a notification of when I go live as well. So thank you very much, everybody. And I hope that's helped you to plan your social media for this year. Those are 7 really crucial basic tips that can make a huge difference to your social media this year. Join me next week. I'm going to be talking about some things that you probably didn't know that you can do on LinkedIn, some fantastic tools that can help you meet some of these objectives that we've talked about today, particularly if you are business to business target market. Okay, so I'll see you next Monday at 12:30. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye.